Welcome to Jalisco, home of the torta ahogada and tequila, also where I was born. And now I'd like to give you guys a small tour of my home. Come with me. El Templo Expiatorio, a neon Gothic style church. Its construction began on August 15, 1897 and ended 75 years later in 1972. Considered the greatest work of its kind in Mexico. One of the first things you have to stop by and see. Crossing a small street lies a building owned by the University of Guadalajara. Walking through the city center brought back many memories from my time here. I lived in Guadalajara from 2009 to 2012. I thought I was going to stay here forever. In the end, I ended up moving back, but I still love this city. Second stop is the Biblioteca Iberoamericana. What was a chapel built in 1665 was turned into a public library, named after famous Nobel Prize winning poet Octavio Paz. It sits right in the heart of the city center. Moving right along, we get to what I consider the best part of the city center, and that's our famous cathedral, La Catedral de Guadalajara. I may be an atheist, but that doesn't mean I can't admire this thing. It's huge and amazing. Moving right along, and I've never seen this before, a group of Menonitas singing their hearts out in front of the cathedral.
Y estas sectas y divisiones son cuerpos, no pueden formar. Yo solo quiero
creer que Dios no es real.
Very talented singers, I must say.
Hoy claramente se ve.
Yo solo quiero. Chris Brown es la respuesta para cada corazón.
The original cathedral was built in 1541 on the site of the current one, which you see right now. It was made out of adobe. During the Mass in 1574, someone fired shots in the air. Some of the bullets fell in the cathedral and started a fire. The new cathedral was completed in 1618. Since the reconstruction, the cathedral has been damaged by earthquakes on 6 separate occasions. One final look at the front of the cathedral before we move on. Isn't it marvelous? Next up, La Rotunda de los Jaliscienses Ilustres, a circle of 17 Doric columns dedicated to the region's favorite writers and revolutionaries. I love this stop, actually. Bronze statues surround the rotunda, which makes it even more impressive and beautiful. This is the other side of the Cathedral of Guadalajara. It has its own water fountain as well. And I'm on my way to a famous theater that is located right across from it. Your typical Thursday night, the middle of the week, and it's still packed with locals and tourists out for a nice evening. There's the Guadalajara Cathedral at night. This is the other side of it. And I'm actually on my way to the Teatro de Gollado, which is on the way. There's the famous city sign that people can usually take a photo with. And there's the Teatro de Gollado. Welcome to El Teatro de Gollado. Originally inaugurated September 13th, 1866. It's very identical to the Pantheon in Rome. Cultural performances like mariachi concerts and traditional dance shows are performed here. It's a work of art, as you can tell. Reminds me of Rome. One of the sides of the cathedral, you can see a little chapel, a little place right there where you can hang out, and right there, the governor's palace. Usually, that's where the governor does the Grito de Dolores on Mexican Independence Day. Just waiting for him to wake up. This thing is fairly new. I think it's called El Árbol de la Vida, or the Tree of Life. I love it. He actually really looks like a sleeping giant. That's what I love about this thing. Some of the bronze statues that you see around, La Rotunda de los Jaliscienses Ilustres. This guy had something left over from Dia de Muertos, as you can see. Here we have a fountain commemorating the founding of Guadalajara. Making our way to the final stop here this evening in Guadalajara is El Hospicio Cabañas. El Hospicio Cabañas was founded in 1791 by the Bishop of Guadalajara in order to combine the functions of a workhouse, hospital, orphanage, and almshouse. And you can admire its work of art. Today, El Hospicio is open to the public sort of as a museum of some sort, and you can hang out outside in the evening as they have special events there for people. It was getting late, so it was time to head back. Tomorrow morning, I would take an early bus ride to Teochitlan, a pueblo that contains some ruins. Ah, los guachimontones. I finally made it here. There's a lot of dragonflies here. This is pretty cool, look. That's the volcano from Tequila, or the Tequila volcano. Looks amazing. Los Guachimontones was discovered by American archaeologist Phil Wiegand in 1969. A conspiracy theory arose saying that the government of Jalisco actually created these ruins to attract tourists, which I say is BS. As you can see, this is a replica of one of the houses that were used back in the day when people lived here. Okay, to get to the ruins, the circular pyramids, you have to go uphill. And it's not the most fun, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. We made it to the archaeological site. It actually looks really cool. I'm here finally. Watch out. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. No, aliens did not build these pyramids, although I can see why people think that way. If you come here, I recommend watch where you step. I nearly stepped on a snake. I don't know what kind they are, but they're around. Researchers eventually proved that the pyramids were constructed 2,000 years ago by the Teochitlan culture that once thrived here in the Tequila Valley between 300 BC and 900 AD, at one time housing 40,000 people. Incredible. So I think that's the big cheese right there. This one. Looks absolutely amazing here. The government does a great job actually maintaining the area. Also, watch out for snakes. There are a ton of them in the area as well. So this supposedly is another pyramid, which has yet to be uncovered. But there's another circular pyramid underneath all this waiting to be dug up. I'm actually going up the pyramid. This is the only one you can actually go up to. And supposedly you get a nice view of the area. Yes, this is probably the only thing you're allowed to climb in the area. Almost there. Gotta watch out for snakes. So I made it to the top of the uncovered pyramid, and you get a nice little panoramic view of the archaeological site. It's very stony, and you have to watch out for snakes. I saw one while I was down there. So, snake like, where's my finger? Over here somewhere. But it's a marvelous view. One last look at this beauty as it was time to head back. I was going to check out the town of Teuchitlan before heading back to Guadalajara. I will miss this place. I love it here. It was time to make our way down to the town, and check out what was left over of Day of the Dead. Teuchitlan is about 1 hour away from the city of Guadalajara on bus. I came into the town thinking that it was going to be jam-packed with tourists. Instead, it was actually a really nice, relaxing day. It was, well, for my liking, it was nice. Welcome to Teuchitlan. Well, leftover things from Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. Oh my god, it's so nice here. Dia de Muertos is actually now officially one of my favorite holidays. It's so colorful. I love the color orange now as well. Oh, she lost her head. Some loved ones from the town. Their memories live on. What a peaceful town. I could actually see myself retiring here. It was time to head back to Guadalajara. There was something new there that I've always wanted to check out. It's called El Mirador, and it's coming up next. Welcome to El Mirador, and its wonderful, beautiful, amazing view of La Barranca de Huentitan, where you can go hiking. I never even knew this place existed until Instagram. Wow, what a view. When people think of Guadalajara, they mostly think of tacos, tequila, agave, tortas ahogadas. They forget that it also has some natural wonders. This is one of them. It's very underrated. After a 1 hour walk in the area, it was time to head back home. Saturday nights in Guadalajara usually means parties and lots of drinking. In the hipster area known as Chapultepec, named after the castle. Chapultepec is the it place if you're a college student, as the University of Guadalajara is about a 10 to 15 minute walk from there. This area contains bars, clubs, etc., places where you want to hang out on a Saturday night. It also includes concerts, as well as shows. Lots of street performance in this area as well. Here you can see a couple guys doing breakdancing, which is still a very popular thing in the city of Guadalajara. In Mexico in general. Due to the copyright restrictions, I had to block out the music, but I can assure you it was very dope. So we've made it to Tlaquepaque, here with my little cousin. We're gonna check out the town. Chapultepec seemed pretty dead to me on this day, so I decided to hit up my little cousin to see if she'll accompany me to Tlaquepaque. And it actually seemed more alive than Chapultepec, and it's actually a lot nicer. So, we decided to take a walk.
Wow.
Other than it being Saturday night, it was also packed because of the Canelo fight, as he was defending his championship that night. Tlaquepaque is also a very artsy area of Guadalajara, as you can tell.
Ah, mira, parecen que están hechos de metal.
The name Tlaquepaque derives from Nahuatl and means place above clayland. The area is famous for its pottery and blown glass. Welcome to El Parian, an indoor dining area full of various types of restaurants, and in the middle, a giant stage where you can listen to mariachi music playing all night long. After dinner and a concert, Paola and I decided to go out for a walk in the evening in the city center, just to burn off all the meat we consumed. And there's also 2 churches there that light up the sky night. That is Tlaquepaque on a Saturday night. I recommend if you come to Guadalajara, you should check it out. It's wonderful there. Guadalajara Sunday mornings are actually the best, and it's my favorite, as the city closes some of its busiest streets and allows the people to actually ride their bikes or go jogging or pretty much skateboarding to get out there, get active. It's called La Via Recreativa, and if I remember correctly, it's from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. I enjoyed coming here every Sunday morning to work out. The Guadalajara City Center is also jam-packed with people dancing. On a Sunday, you can find just about anything to do to stay active here. Due to copyright, I was forced to block out La Chona. Welcome to Parque Revolucion, or as some of us know it as, El Parque Rojo. Lots of skateboarders and graffiti in the area. Some of the graffiti on the statues were part of the riots that occurred a year ago due to police violence in the area, around the same time as the George Floyd.
So I've made it to the end. Almost. The big statue is over there.
Just about arriving to La Minerva, this area here, the arches, or Los Arcos, marks the end of the road, and up ahead is the famous Minerva. From my understanding, La Minerva was probably one of the first things you saw when you entered the city a long time ago, but not anymore as the city has expanded over the years. La Minerva was built between 1956 and 1957, requested by Governor Agustin Yanez. The famous statue representing the goddess of wisdom and strategic warfare is made from bronze and was created by Joaquin Arias and Pedro Medina Guzman, who cast it in Aguascalientes. La Minerva was the end of the road for me on this trip, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. But before I go, I think I'll leave you guys with one final scene and sound
That's a wrap.
of Guadalajara.
2 hours, 2.5 hours.